In this video, we're going to talk about studying less and learning more. We'll explore how digital tools can help you learn faster, the strategies behind efficient learning, and a breakdown of a fantastic book that completely changed how I approached studying. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll have some practical techniques you can start using straight away. So let's get started. Right, let me start by saying something a bit personal. For years now, I've made a shift to digital learning, like fully digital. I've pretty much abandoned paper notebooks and pens altogether. I do everything online or on my tablet. And honestly, it's been a game changer. Now, I know some people are big on that tactile feel of writing things down on paper, and fair enough. But let me tell you, my relationship with pen and paper has never been smooth. It's a bit of a rocky love-hate situation. Actually, mostly hate. I remember back in school, when my handwriting was not so good. Sometimes even I couldn't read it. Teachers? Forget it. They probably thought I was trying to invent a new language. So you can imagine how thrilled I was when digital tools became more mainstream. I've literally gone through my entire Master of Laws, my LLM, without once relying on a traditional paper notebook. I typed, I highlighted, I copy-pasted. I mean, why wouldn't I? It's quicker, it's neater, and I've never had to decipher my own chicken scratch handwriting again. Bless. Now, what's so great about this whole digital shift? I'm glad you asked. For starters, it's just faster. There's no faffing about with pens that run out of ink, or notebooks that you forgot at home, or worse, you spill a coffee on them, and poof, there goes your hard work. With everything on your laptop, tablet, or even your phone, it's all right there. Instant access. Anytime, anywhere. Another thing, digital tools make organization a breeze. You can search for keywords, jump between topics, and set up study notes in a way that suits you. Personally, I've got folders on top of folders, neatly categorized and color-coded, because why not? And everything syncs across devices, which is brilliant when you're on the go. And let's not forget accessibility. Digital tools open up a world of knowledge. We've got apps, online libraries, podcasts, YouTube, and entire courses available with just a tap. It's endless. You're not limited by what's on your bookshelf anymore. You can pull up a scholarly article, watch a lecture, or read an ebook wherever you are. Of course, I know that many people still feel more comfortable with pen and paper. They prefer flipping through the pages of a physical book rather than looking at a screen and typing. Or simply writing something down in their own handwriting gives them a better feeling and perhaps even helps them learn more effectively. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's actually great. If you're one of those people who learn better this way, there's no need to change it necessarily. The goal is to learn in a way that makes the process enjoyable so we can maintain consistency in the long run. However, the focus of this video is on how to learn more by studying less. In my opinion, if speed matters to us and we want to boost our efficiency in this regard, shifting towards digital learning helps us reach our goal faster. For example, no matter how neat your handwriting is or how quickly you write, typing is always faster and requires much less energy, right? Now, enough about tech. Let's talk about the main idea of this video a bit deeper. How can we actually study less but still learn more? Is it possible? Oh, it definitely is. Well, for that, I'm going to introduce you to a book that completely shifted my mindset on learning. It's called Make It Stick: The Science of Successful Learning by Peter C. Brown, Henry Roediger, and Mark McDaniel. These guys aren't just random bloggers. They're cognitive scientists. They've actually done the research on how people learn best. And when I first read it, I had that aha moment. You know, when something just clicks and you wonder why not one told you this sooner. Now, what's brilliant about this book is that it's not your typical self-help fluff. It's backed by real science real studies, and offers step-by-step techniques that you can apply immediately. And let me tell you, these methods are both simple and effective. Alright, let's talk about some of the key techniques that the book talks about. But before that, how did you find the video so far? If you found it useful, please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. The first strategy is active recall. This one's a bit of a game changer. The idea is to pull information out of your brain rather than just reading and rereading your notes. You've probably been guilty of the old read it once, then read it again, then read it one more time just to be safe strategy, right? Well, that's a bit like pouring water over a sponge that's already full. It's not the most efficient. With active recall, you quiz yourself. You ask yourself questions, you test your knowledge, and you do it regularly. For example, after reading a chapter of a textbook, close it and try to jot down the main points from memory. You'll be surprised at how much better you retain information when you actively work to retrieve it. Next up, spaced repetition. This one is fantastic for long-term retention. Instead of cramming all the information in one go, you spread it out over time. The idea here is that by revisiting material at intervals, you strengthen your memory of it. And there are tons of apps that can help you with this, like Anki or Quizlet, that will schedule your review sessions based on how well you remember each concept. Another great strategy is something called interleaving. This is all about mixing up topics or skills while you're studying rather than focusing on one for a long period of time. So instead of studying one subject for 5 hours straight, you might alternate between 2 or 3 different subjects. It's a bit like cross-training for your brain, keeps it sharp, and forces you to think critically as you switch gears. Lastly, there's elaboration. This technique involves explaining concepts in your own words and connecting them to the things that you already know. Essentially, you're building a web of knowledge in your brain, which makes it easier to recall and apply later. You can do this by teaching the material to someone else, or even just talking out loud to yourself. Yes, I do that too, don't judge. But why do these strategies work? It's all to do with how our brains are wired to learn. Rereading notes might feel comforting. It gives you a false sense of mastery. But in reality, you're just getting familiar with the material, not necessarily learning it. Techniques like active recall and spaced repetition, on the other hand, are more effortful. They make your brain work harder, and that's what helps the information stick. And that's the secret to studying less and learning more. It's not about how much time you spend with your books open. It's about how effectively you use that time. These strategies aren't difficult. They just require a bit of a mindset shift. Once you get the hang of them, you'll find that you can actually cut down on study hours while still getting better results. If you found this video useful, I suggest you watching this one as your next video, how to remember what you read. Thanks for watching and see you there.